recently on my channel, I showed you all what pops are available at my local Walgreens. Some people were actually impressed by it, but like I tried to point out in that video, even though they did have a decent selection of some exclusives, most of those boxes were damaged. And I just know that most of you, if you had seen those boxes up close, you would not have picked those figures up unless you were extremely desperate, because like I said, the boxes overall were kind of rough. Now, I didn't show you other Walgreens in my area because it's pretty much the same thing, except actually less variety and a whole lot of G.I. Joe, a whole lot of Star Wars that are, you know, really nothing new, and mainly Rogue One, not even their exclusives. And also a little bit of WWE left and some old Marvel exclusives, but again, just nothing amazing. And also, again, a lot of box damage, and it seems like a lot of box damage because I don't know where they're pulling these older pops from, but they really are kind of stuffing them in to their very small Funko section, and I think that's how some boxes are really getting messed up. But yeah, so I'm not too happy with Walgreens, but I keep on checking them because I really want that Superior Spider-Man and a couple of their new exclusive Dorbs as well. Thankfully, I did get two of them, thanks to you know, Sal Reynoso, and I did do a video on that as well, two of the exclusive Dorbs that he sent my way, Sal being one of my subscribers. But yeah, I'm focusing now also on Target because they do have exclusives as well that I'm interested in, and not a ton of them, just a couple, and these are the main ones here. So they have a Spider-Man Homecoming 2-pack that should be out very soon, and it does include Iron Man and the armor that he's going to wear in that movie, and I think this might be the only way that you can get this particular Iron Man. And then they also have Spider-Man, and in my opinion, this is a much cooler pose than the common figure. It's just a more classic Spider-Man pose, and I also like how the lenses on the right eye are kind of squinted, so it gives more personality to him as a character. So I really do like this 2-pack here. I'm hoping I can find it. I hope I can find it at a reasonable price as well. I hope that it is, you know, at a reasonable price. And then I'm kind of pumped about the Destiny 2 game because the first one, the controls felt solid. You know, it was a very solid mechanically game, but it lacked in story. And then even the multiplayer modes, they were fun overall, but they definitely had some balancing issues there. So, yeah, I think with Destiny 2, they're going to learn a lot from the first game, and it's going to be much improved. So, can't wait for that. Definitely going to try to be playing that day one. And there are some upcoming Funko Pops, and you see here that Target is going to get an exclusive Croto figure, also a Chase variant, a glow-in-the-dark Chase variant of that particular figure. Now, as far as finding the Chase figure is concerned, I know that's extremely slim odds for me. And in general, it seems very tough to find a Chase figure at Target. I think Target is kind of notorious for not getting enough of their exclusives, you know, especially when it comes to Chases and you know, Star Wars figures exclusives as well. And then on top of that, I'm not saying all Targets are this way, but definitely there can be some shady employees that either take the figures for themselves or they hide them in the back for friends. I've heard a lot of stories like that. And, you know, some employees don't even hide that they do it. Like I said, I've said in other videos before, I've had employees straight up tell me that they flip pop figures online, that they take them right when they arrive, right off the truck, and they take them and they sell them on eBay. And it's amazing that, you know, some people would actually brag about that to somebody who is obviously a collector. So, you know, it's something that needs to be worked out because these employees are really killing their own businesses. It's very ignorant in my opinion. But yeah, I like the design of this Croto figure, kind of an annoying character to deal with in the game, but I do like the design of it. And if you're not familiar with the commons or the other figures in this wave, here they are real quick. You see the 5 commons up there. The only one that's really a must buy for me is Cade 6 because he's voiced by, I believe he's voiced by Nathan Fillion, and in the previews for Destiny 2 already, I'm just enjoying that character. So yeah, I'm really interested in grabbing that pop-up. And then the other ones, the other commons, I need to get a close look at them before I really decide. Another one that's a must for me is the GameStop exclusive Zor, which if you know the game series, you know that Zor is basically a seller in the game. He sells you rare items, especially rare weapons, and he kind of moves around from place to place. So hoping to see that character pop back up as well, and it's going to be kind of interesting now that basically the Citadel is no longer there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they work his character back then and how they will go about doing so. But yeah, really pumped for the game, and like I said, I do want to get a couple of these figures, including the Target exclusives, so that's why I'm kind of keeping my eye on Target to see what's going on. Now, I'm going to show you 2 Target stores in my area, in particular the ones that are at Myrtle Beach. Now, there might be more somewhere at Myrtle Beach, but these are the only 2 that I know of. These are the 2 that pop up in my GPS. There is another Target store that I go to in Florence, South Carolina, but that one is usually pretty dead, even more so than these. So I haven't been there in a while, but I probably will go back and check that one as well. But let's go ahead to the first Target store that I've gone to recently. Now, I went to it on 2 separate days, so we're starting off here with day 1, and you see right away, look at that. I mean, almost no pops there. So this kind of made me nervous right away. And the only exclusive was the Belle exclusive, you know, from Beauty and the Beast. And then they just had a couple of Guardians of the Galaxy. They had a nice set of Ren and Stimpy, good condition, one Godfather pop, and that was pretty much it. Now, they did have some other Funko products. They had some minis going on, which they always seem to have minis, and their prices are actually a little bit more reasonable than some other places. Then they have these pop tees with the mini figures there, well, really the pint-sized figures there. So you see they have the Green Ranger there with the Megazord, which is fine. I did like the Negan one. I didn't pick any of these up because they never had the shirts in the big boy sizes. Basically, I like big T-shirts, and they don't tend to carry those in store, at least. So they also had the Rick and Morty one, which again, I like the pint-sized Rick, but I'm not gonna buy a shirt that I can't even really wear comfortably, you know, just to get that pint-sized hero, so, or the pint-sized figure. So I mean, they have a good selection of shirts there. I do think if you like pop tees, it usually is a good place to go to. Target has some nice ones. That Nightmare Foxy even I thought was a very cool shirt, even though I'm not big on Five Nights at Freddy's. Something else I noticed here, look at how they display the rock candies now. They actually had them up, you know, hanging up instead of sitting down. So if you're looking for rock candies there, just be aware of that. Son of Zorn, that didn't seem to take off, you know, so I could see those hitting, you know, clearance bins pretty soon. They got the Rick and Morty action figures, which I do plan on completing that set in the very near future. I definitely want to get all of those. They had the pint-sized heroes for Spider-Man Homecoming. I'll talk some more about those later. This was my first time seeing the Funko Playmobil collabo figures here, and I didn't realize they would be that big. That's why I compared it to a pop, so you all could get an idea of how big those figures actually are. And Playmobil is kind of an older figure. Well, not kind of. I mean, it really is an old style figure, so they kind of brought it back. They only had Michelangelo and Shredder there, though. And I don't really know, like, who exactly that's for. I guess for people that are just nostalgic about the old figures. And I want to say the old figures used to be made out of wood. If anybody remembers those figures, let me know if I'm right on that or not. I really want to say the original Playmobil figures were made out of wood, but I just can't remember 100% for sure. So I went back to that same Target a few days later to see if anything had changed up, and I actually did see that they got some new pops in, so kind of a relief there. I was kind of glad to see that, like, okay, they're not completely phasing out Funko Pops. I was really worried about that, but you see here they have some Wonder Woman pops and Overwatch. Not a big variety, but at least they haven't given up on pops. The main reason also I thought they were giving up on them is because usually in Target you could find pops kind of scattered around. You might find some by the movies, and then at least at the end of one of the toy aisles you would find a pop display as well. But this store didn't have that going on at all. But you know, like I said, at least they're not completely giving up on Funko Pop, so maybe they will get in some exclusives soon. And I have to give props to this particular Target store because this is the one where I did find my life-size Baby Groot figure, and that wasn't that long ago. So this is Target number 2. This one's a little bit more out of the way, so I've only been there. I think this might have been only my second time going to it. And right away I noticed a lot of the same items there, but the big difference is that they do have just a little bit more going on. Now, I said I was going to talk more about the Spider-Man Homecoming pint-sized heroes. Funko did not do a great job with that packaging. In multiple stores, I have seen the packaging opened up, by customers, people peeking to see what the mystery character is, and then, either just leaving the package that way or basically stealing the figures. So they really didn't do a great job with that packaging. I did forget to point out there the pint-sized heroes for Despicable Me 3. They do have those, and they do have some exclusives. So you see here basically the same pops for the most part, but they do have some other ones mixed in here. Like they have Kingdom Hearts, they have Gravity Falls, but just not a lot of franchises covered. I really don't know what that's about. When I first started going to Target for Funko Pops, I feel like there was a little bit more variety. Not a lot. I'm not saying that they were outstanding before, but I do feel like there used to be a little bit more variety. Now, one thing I wasn't even looking for, I just happened to come across this, is their Target exclusive Lightning McQueen with the chrome paint job, which looks amazing up close. I really got to give them props for this. And because they actually had 3 of them on hand, I almost considered picking one up, but I was like, no, let me leave this for people that are really into it more. And this particular Target is the same Target where I did actually see the Doctor Strange Astral Plane exclusive. Now, somebody had already sent it to me. My friend Anthony Nelson had already sent that my way, so I didn't need it for myself, but I did grab one for a trade, and they did have like 6 of them there. So again, that gives me a little bit of hope that maybe Target will, keep on getting exclusives, and I will be able to find some of the things that I'm interested in the future. And then this particular Target, they do still have that that end of aisle display where they have some pops, but again, not the best variety here. I mean, it's basically just Star Wars, including some Star Wars Rebel figures, and then Dragon Ball, and I want to say that was it. Oh, Power Rangers as well. But yeah, very limited in terms of variety there. Now, when I first started going to Targets, I used to see a lot more Marvel in the mix. As a matter of fact, that's where I got my Punisher Nemesis pop from, and my first Daredevil pop from as well. And yeah, at the bottom there, just the typical thing. Really, some Mystery Minis pretty much sold out, and then some Metals die-cast, but not that many. So yeah, that was pretty much it. So I really want to hear from you all. How's your luck been at Target? Cali Pops, local, well, I mean, not local, but one of my recent subscribers who has a channel of his own, he had some great luck at a Target recently, and I'm going to link that video down below so you can check that out and see what he was able to find. I wish I had that type of luck, and maybe I'll have that type of luck in the near future, but for the most part, I don't feel completely confident about finding great pops at Target. But like I said, I want to hear from you all. What has your experience been like when it comes to shopping for Funko Pops at Target? Give me a good comment. I'll definitely reply back. Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all again real soon.